What is going on YouTube? Kronos here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how you can farm all of the Infernium you guys are going to need to get a hold of your Kuklofis blade or Kuklofis boots, sword, wire, spear, whatever it happens to be post STIA update launch. So before we jump into that, guys, if you're new to the channel, I'm Chrono. I primarily cover PSO2 content. Would much appreciate subscribe as we work our way towards that 10k mark. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. So before we get started on our farm, I just want to show you guys where you can actually trade in for these weapons. Just, load into the main town, the actual STIA camp, make a hard left or teleport in and turn left right here. Talk to the item trader. At the very bottom is the exchange. You can see all the Clovis weapons here. Now, just something to note about these weapons. As you can see, it costs 200 Infernium to get a hold of one. However, that's not necessarily the case. If you click on it, you have 3 different trade-ins. You have one for 15. Okay, or 15 Infernium, which is a base one with nothing on it. One with a fixed attack 1 for 30 Infernium, or if you're going for the fixed attack 3 like myself, it is 200 Infernium. And these are going to be the new weapons that you're building up towards. These are going to kind of like be your, I'm not spending tons of money on the market, or if I get a super lucky drop, I'm selling it weapon that you can build up and use in this region. Now, we're going to talk about why this weapon is useful in tomorrow's video, where I show you guys the calculations and everything like that. But basically, TLDR is what you're going to be working towards. And getting Infernium is not nearly as difficult as it was, or as getting Blizzardium was in the Kavaris region. To start things off, I thought I'd show you guys where you can actually gather the mineral itself. At the moment, I am right above the Drizzen plant. I'm at the top floor itself, but there is basically right outside of the outer area 1. You come to this area in the story, so you more than likely have this Ryuker teleport. You can go ahead and grab it and just head on up. And once you reach the very top here, you're just going to go along the outside. Now, I unfortunately already grabbed my Infernium. I tried not to get it, but while I was grabbing a screenshot, I accidentally slapped it. So I already got my Infernium from here, but it's roughly around here. You're going to see the Infernium. I did double check all these different locations. I did not see any other Infernium spawn. Just to keep in mind, I did not have any sort of weather happening at the time this Infernium spawned, so it doesn't look like it's reliant on any specific weather. This might actually be the area that it spawned in, but either way, it's probably right around one of these areas here. In case you have the teleport for it, you can also just use this Ryugar over here, Felidus Ridge 2, where it's right in front of the giant arena where you fight other roaming Gigantics that spawn a special Gigantics, which I'm going to show in another video. Actually, funny enough, that'll probably be out later this week, since gear is more important in my opinion. So this is the one place I have found Infernium. If you guys happen to find any other spots, feel free to let me know in the comments, but make sure you go ahead and grab this every single day. You're probably thinking, well, that's 1 Infernium, we need 200. How the heck are we supposed to farm this? Well, I'm glad you asked. Not very difficult, actually. So Infernium drop off of Gigantics. That means any Gigantics that you kill in the STIA region. Actually, I think it's any Gigantics in general. I haven't gone to kill a Gigantic in the other regions. I would stick to STIA if I were you. Honestly, I wouldn't even kill Gigantics in the first place, but we'll talk about that in a second. But any Gigantics you kill in the STIA region, guaranteed will have a chance to drop Infernium. Not guaranteed will drop Infernium, but have a chance to drop Infernium. On average, I've always gotten at least 1 Infernium per Gigantics kill. The only one that didn't give me one specifically, I'm not sure if this is intentional, is the one that spawns over here. The secret one that you push out by killing the roaming Gigantic squads. We're going to talk about those in a moment. But that's the only one that didn't actually give me a Infernium. Now, other Gigantics, I did get them anywhere between 1 to 3 per Gigantics kill, but Gigantics kills take a very long time. There's actually a much better way to farm this Infernium. So you have one of 2 choices. Your first choice being purple triggers. Purple triggers do have Gigantics enemies in them, and if you can take them down, you can get up to 5 Infernium per run. Now, these are a maximum of 20 minutes a run, meaning you will run out of time. You still get your loot at the end of it, but it is going to run out of time, meaning that in most cases, for most groups, if you guys are somewhat coordinated, you'll definitely take down 4 enemies. You may be able to take down 5 if you guys are kind of stacked up when it comes to gear. I've actually currently on another screen watching a friend of mine stream right now in a group where they're taking down the entire purple trigger, and they are just using gear from the Kavaris region. Granted, everyone has cracked gear, but it is gear from the Kavaris region, and they're able to take down those enemies with a good amount of time to spare overall, actually. If you can't do that, that's totally fine. Maybe you guys are struggling to kill 2 or 3 enemies. I would actually recommend the second farm I'm about to show you here in just a moment. Now with the Steer region launch, we have got these new exploration zones along with new types of gigantics, these wandering recon gigantics. They're actually just regular enemies that are gigantic spec. Basically, if you've ever done like the tower beforehand, the gigantic spec enemies, and they have the drop pool from gigantics. So people are going around and just killing these in these huge rooms. Cool thing about these guys spawn every 2 minutes or so. And these rooms are open. Everyone's just running around killing them, getting drops, and keep moving on. Now, this is RNG, right? I have noticed that they tend to drop less often off of these spawns, but being as it's RNG, you can get lucky more often because there's more enemies you're killing faster. So it's kind of a toss-up, right? They're not really tied to any specific, weather conditions or anything along those lines, but it seems like there's a slightly less chance that you actually get a hold of those Infernium. Now, I personally have gotten pretty lucky. I think I'm 50 Infernium in currently, with a bit of farming of purple triggers as well as farming here, and also, purchasing the pack. I guess I could show that to you guys really quick. But if you purchased the SG pack that is in the shop, where is it? Yeah, the Crimson Lotus pack, it does come with 10 Infernium. So you don't buy this for the Infernium. Realistically, you can say pay to win, but you buy this for all of the cosmetics, and then you just get 10 Infernium along with it. If it's really important to you, I guess if you purchase both of these and then go to every single platform you can buy that with, and then log in on those platforms, you can probably get a good heads up of maybe anywhere between 50 to like 75 Infernium just for spending money. But that's 20 bucks per Infernium. If it's that important to you, by all means go for it, but it is not worth it in the slightest. I'm going to get out of here before my character dies. Give me just a moment. And that's really about it when it comes to the Infernium farm. Only other thing I could give you guys as far as advice, in these areas where you're farming, if you choose to go the recon route, essentially head over to the Dresden plant, jump into a room with multiple people, and head after those specific gigantics. Keep in mind, this is an exploration zone. It's 32 people, meaning that regular gigantics also spawn here. So if that happens, I would recommend focusing primarily on the roaming gigantics first, and then deviating to the regular gigantics, helping them take those down, because people are going to go over and try to kill them. But when the roaming ones spawn, go over back to it. There's not going to be a perfect way of doing this process, unfortunately. People are going to split and open rooms. Realistically, you want to make sure that you're just tagging and you have, you're close enough and you've hit the enemy within 2 minutes of them spawning, or you've hit them within 2 minutes of the last time you hit them, to make sure you actually get loot off of them. The idea is to get as many gigantics kills as possible to get your highest chance of getting as much Infernium as possible to get that 200 grind taken care of. Realistically, most people will be done with this grind if they're actually pushing it probably within the next few days. I would say maybe like 2 days for most people that are super hardcore farming it, a week for people that are casually farming it consistently whenever they log in. And I guarantee you, by the time the new event quest comes out, you'll be able to get Infernium from that shop as well, and everyone will have their weapon by then. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you're someone's like, hey man, I don't like these farms, I really don't want to do them, casually maybe pick up your 1 Infernium, grab, kill a couple of enemies while you're doing some other stuff. Don't really focus too hard on it, and you'll probably get a hold of your Infernium, likely from the event. So nothing too crazy to go on there. That's all I've got for you guys today, though. If you have any other questions, feel free to toss in the comments below. If there's anything that I personally missed, any way you found that you can farm Infernium, feel free to let us know. Jump in Discord, communicate with us. We'd love to farm with you guys. I'm actually going to have a group chat opened up where we'll be calling out when we're going to be going to farm, where we're going to be farming at, grouping together, having a good time. We will be streaming these farms as well. Not that you actually have to go to a stream to do this farm. That's the coolest part about it, is it can be done anywhere. So there's no one that has any one individual advantage. If you're saying in a huge alliance, you guys want to farm on your own, you can create a room and farm on your own. If you want to farm with the community, you can farm with the community. It's open to everyone. That's why I love this farm, because it doesn't require, the barrier to entry is literally 0. It's absolutely amazing. Anyway guys, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to keep up with more. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace out.